Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's up?
Yo,
What's up, dude?
same old shit, different day. Living the dream, as they say. We're in America.
Yeah, dude.
Why?
Land of the free and land of opportunity,
Fucking
right?
Exactly.
You know all about it. How you
I
been?
wouldn't say so. I've been good. Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
how about you
Been a
introduce
long
him
time.
first?
Kamil. Kamil's Ameriki, right? How you doing, Kamil's Ameriki?
Kamil is Chicago.
Kamil, Chicago.
What's up, man? What's going on? How you been?
I've been good, bro. I've been good. Living the dream, like I said. This is America, so we can't complain. This ain't Poland.
Yeah, it's
You
not.
know,
It's a little bit different.
Everybody from Poland, fucking, when they come to America, they talk shit, and then they go back to Poland and they talk some more shit. It's like, I could never understand that. I've met so many people that came from Poland here for the first time, and quite a few now did say that, Poland's so much better, Poland's this, Poland's that. America sucks. And my first question is, why the fuck are you here?
That's a very good
That's a
question.
good question to ask a lot of people.
I love America, bro. Like, we grew up here. We've been here our whole lives. So to me, it's like, dude, I would never go back living in Poland, especially after going back recently a few times. I don't know how people do it out there. I'd be bored as fuck. It's like, I'm not trying to talk. Hold on. Let's get this straight. I'm not trying to talk shit about Poland. But I hate when Polish people come to the U.S. and talk shit about our country.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
it's like, why did you come here in the first
Yeah.
place?
Well, I think people talk shit because people aren't used to fast-paced lives that you
For
live,
sure.
that you live here, right? And so you go to Poland, everything's a little bit more relaxed. I'll get to it when I get to it, right? Where here in America, it's you need to get this done. You need to get this done now, right?
Yeah,
Essentially,
they
Not
go
now,
to sleep
but-
at like fucking 5 o'clock. we go to sleep at 5 in the morning. Wake up at 7:30.
Yeah, hustling, trying to make it
It's
happen,
like,
dude.
and then the Polacks will complain and nie ma pieniędzy. Jak to zarobić?
We're gonna do a Polish American podcast for sure.
But it's gonna be the Polish American Góralski podcast.
Man, we just came back from because we went to go check out your new place that you have that you put together up in
Yes, sir.
Naperville.
Sim Racing Naperville.
Did you guys leave a review?
I did actually
best
with
believe you
with a
better.
picture.
There you go. Yeah.
No reviews. I was busy running around like a kid.
I used his daughter for the picture.
I like when people actually do that because it brings in the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
People always, when they see the reviews with the kids, they're always curious.
Don't worry.
What can kids do out there?
I'll make you a review. I got you. Don't worry. There's plenty of time for that.
I'm going to be on you like a hawk.
This guy already, while we were there, he's like, "Oh, go get her, go do a
that
review."
QR code right there, right quick.
But it's a pretty awesome setup actually, because you have literally simulators that you sit in, and that one specific one that's higher up off the ground.
Oh,
where
the
it
new
has
one that you got.
the shocks all around. Which one is that?
That's the 6DOF.
6DOF?
Made in Poland.
Yeah.
See, I'm not going to talk shit about Poland the whole time because there's some good stuff that comes out of Poland, like the 6DOF simulator.
That's a 6 simulator for sure. The
Yeah.
regular ones that you had are awesome. I was driving it. Marston was driving it. It feels legit.
So we
When
have
you-
6DOF, 5DOF, and 4. So
Okay.
you guys drove the 4, and
Okay.
then you seen the 6, and the 5 ones were the ones.
What the ones in the corner?
Yeah. So they're the 4 DOF, it just goes like that, and the 5 DOF goes sideways, and then the 6 one
60
goes
everywhere.
upside down.
Yeah. What happens if you roll over in that thing?
Yeah, you can do a barrel roll like Richie over there in Seattle, Tacoma.
That's funny that we're just talking about that. Yeah, but so it's a nice setup, and then you have the little simulators for the kids. So I took
Exactly.
my daughter with because I figured I'd take her with because she's a car girl. She likes cars, and so we stuck her in there, dude.
She was
Right up.
on there for like 20 minutes, just straight
Driving.
Yeah.
And she learned the pedals already, but she was braking pedal, gas. That's already success to me, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I told you, it's a 10-week course for kids that we're starting. A 10-week course. I believe it's going to be April 12th. It's going to be the first day. It's going to be a 2-hour classes on Sundays. First hour and 15 minutes is going to be, first 45 minutes is going to be groundwork with the instructor teaching them all the basics and, where the pedals are, how to take turns, shifters and what a steering wheel is. And, because kids at 5 to 10 years old, most of them don't know how to drive a car, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
No,
Hopefully,
they know if you turn a wheel, the car turns. That's
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then you got 15-minute break where you have a little lunch, and then hour 15 on the simulator. And
Nice.
the whole time they have a professional coach. The whole goal is to get kids away from iPads, I hate when my son's on the iPad. I don't know about your daughter.
Bro, I hate it too sometimes, but sometimes it's the only saving grace that keeps you sane.
100%.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to just give them something. So
Yeah,
they
here you go, and walk away.
just take 20 minutes and just give me 20 minutes so I can do whatever I need to do. You
Right.
do your thing. Then you pull it away. I want my iPad back. Go do something else.
Yeah,
go do
but the
something.
whole
Go
goal-
learn something.
Whole goal is to keep the kids out of the house, out of the iPad. So after they complete the course, we want to transition them over to real go-karts. You seen my son's go-kart out
Yeah,
there?
I seen. Yeah. It's
So
nice.
yeah, I told you we got the contract with Norway Speedway and oh my gosh, is it Shanahan? No, not Shanahan. Whichever, Norway Speedway. And the owner is going to be renting the go-karts to kids that do finish the course, and
Oh,
they're
nice.
going to be teaching them what.
So
you
it's
know,
almost
on
like
the
a it's
outside.
like a advancement levels, right? So you're
Exactly,
basically doing
yeah.
levels, the basics, starting in the sim,
Exactly.
the teacher, everything, and then after that, if they actually start succeeding, start doing something, then they'll move up to the next level, go the carts and everything. I
Correct.
mean, listen, that's a sport to be in, dude. In all honesty,
I wish we had this stuff growing
Bro.
up.
Yeah.
What the fuck did we have? A
had
stick
nothing.
and a ball. That's it.
yeah. Well, those were different times, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
There was no
Yeah.
iPads for us to be happy with.
There,
dude.
there was no simulators like that either. You
yeah,
know?
dude. The sim stuff
I
is
mean,
pretty advanced nowadays.
The only,
It's
the, only,
crazy.
yeah.
the only simulators you got back in the day was like Flight Simulator. That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was on the keyboard. They
Yeah,
didn't have, You
right.
didn't have the yoke.
No.
the,
You ever
know,
see
the
those setups
thrusters
too?
And, of course.
Dude, it's just crazy.
But you know
But-
something about airplanes, right? I mean,
I'll send
know
you
how
the
to use
pictures
the
so you
yoke?
can pull it up when I crash the plane.
He flies on a lot of them, dude.
He used to fly on a lot of them. The only plane I fly on now is United, bro. I can't afford anything else.
oh yeah,
Yeah, literally.
I don't know how much of that I believe, but okay.
Coming from owning a couple of jets and a couple of planes to flying United. I don't even fly first class no more, bro. I'm too cheap.
You know what they
Well, again-
say though? They do say that flying commercial is the safest flying.
I don't know. Is it?
Why?
That's the statistic.
From my understanding, single engines is probably the safest one.
Single engine propeller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
not the fastest.
it's definitely not.
You're
fast.
not going nowhere.
Definitely not.
Even
fast.
though I
You're
ended
not
up
racing
flying
airplanes
cross
out there.
country in that piece of shit, every 4 hours, 3 hours, you had to fucking stop,
Fuel up. yeah,
fuel up,
Take a
and-
break.
and
Uh,
keep
would,
going.
would you fly in a Cessna?
No, I had a Piper Arrow 2. It was like a Ferrari of single engine planes. So that was my first plane. Funny story with that is, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Airplane Repo.
Yeah, I've heard of
Remember
it.
that show they used to have it?
Yes,
I
yes.
think I don't even remember what.
But that was
channel
only
it
a
was.
short-lived show. I
Yeah,
think.
it was a short-lived show
Not enough
for
airplanes
sure.
to read.
Not enough. Yeah, they
So,
don't, they don't
one-
take them back in one piece.
Yeah, exactly. So one day I'm sitting at home, watching TV, bored out of my mind, and Airplane Repo comes up, and the guys ended up going and stealing or repoing a jet. And I'm like, and then at the end of the episode, they show like how much these guys made,
Yeah.
the guys that repoed, and show 6 figures or plus. I'm like, whoa, I want a fucking job like that. I want a job going. You know what we grew up on. I grew up on, not you. Stealing GTRs and Evos and all the good shit. It's in your blood. It's boiling. Especially when you see somebody getting paid 6 figures to steal something
Legally?
It's like legally, you want that job. So I'm watching this show and I'm like, oh my God, I want this job. So I went on Google and I looked up the nearest flight school. And it was at Milwaukee,
Yeah.
at Milwaukee Airport. I
Where
went
Marston used to work nearby.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
No, I did Chicago Executive Airport.
Oh, is that what it was? But that's by
executives in-
Milwaukee.
no, that's West Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's West Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know my airports that well.
I used to work on one, next to one.
Oh, okay.
And
So I went to that school. I signed up, and they put this instructor in for me. He was 18 years old or so, and we do the test flight. We go up in the air, bro. I'm fucking sweating ass, bro, like crazy sweating. I'm like holding that yoke for the life of me. I'm not letting go, and the guy's like, loosen up, But when I did loosen up, he started bitching, like nonstop, like he had something to say, like, bro, I've never flown a plane. You're acting like I flew the goddamn plane before. Like I've done this a million times.
yeah, 100%.
And I haven't. And I did one lesson, second lesson, and third lesson. He pisses me off so bad. And I go up to him after class and I go, bro, who's paying who here? I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm the one paying you to teach me how to fly, not for you to bitch at me nonstop. this is something I'm learning.
Yeah.
It's not something I know. And I quit. I said, that's it. I'm not going back. So about 2 months later, I buy my first jet. Okay, I didn't buy the jet because I wanted to fucking fly it. Obviously, I'm not. So I had 2 pilots, and one of the pilots, he was an instructor as well. Usually all pilots are instructors. And we're flying. I think it was to Detroit that day. It was a Falcon 10. It was a small 6-seater jet. You know, I bought it for dog shit cheap, believe it or not. Everybody, when you hear a jet, everybody's like, oh my God, you spent millions. Absolutely not. I bought it for $250,000.
Okay.
But you know what's crazy? So Falcons are the fastest planes out there, fastest private planes out there. And Falcon 10 was a small plane breaking the sound of barriers. What is it?
Sound barrier.
Sound
Sound barrier.
Okay.
You got it right, yeah.
Okay, sound barrier. So that flight we were going to Detroit, I tell the guy his name. I don't even remember his name. Not Gabe. Gabe was the piece of shit pilot. the second one that came around. Well, anyways, whatever his name was, I tell him, hey, I want to see how fast it is to fly passing this sound barrier.
Yeah, sound barrier,
you know?
yeah.
So we did. We ended up going to Detroit in 26 minutes, bro.
God damn.
26 minutes. And then when we came back, the left engine went out. So we technically flew back with one popped engine.
Which will work.
Well, yeah, it worked. You
got
didn't
2,
feel
right?
nothing. You have 2 anyway.
Well, probably a lot slower.
So I had that jet,
32
I
minutes.
bought that jet, and then I asked him, I said, hey, can you teach me how to fly? He goes, yeah, sure. He actually let me fly the jet. I mean, hold the yoke and shit like that. And then I fell, right there and then, dude, literally I fell in love with flying. I'm terrified of heights, by the way. I can't do roller coasters. I can't do skydiving or no crazy shit like that. I'm terrified of heights. But I fell in love with flying. So I was in California at the time, smoked a joint in the middle of the night, and I started Googling airplanes to buy, And I found this like Ferrari of single engine planes, this Piper Aero 2. It had like this gray metallic paint, bro. I'll show you pictures. You could throw a picture of it. Me standing on the wings and shit. It was
I think I've seen this picture actually
yeah,
somewhere.
You might have before I crashed it.
We're getting to that point.
We'll get there. and funny enough, the plane was in Lake Tahoe, which was probably an hour and a half drive from my house in California, in Sacramento. So we drove out there, and the guy, I pretended like I knew what I was talking about. The guy's like, oh, he's telling me the whole story with the plane. The interior was redone, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, I'll give you $120,000 cash right now. And when people say cash, they usually think a cashier's check.
Yeah.
And, this was 2000, maybe 15, 17. I can't remember. So I wasn't really used to that phrase. When you say cash, people think of the cashier's check. I always knew Benjamin's green, physical cash.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think he was asking like 160 for the plane. We went back and forth, and he's like, you know what? I'll call my client because he was a broker, and the client accepted the 120 cash. So I go a car, I bring a backpack full of fucking 20s. You should have seen the guy's face.
He's like, you got it right now?
He goes, what the fuck is this? The cash. He goes, I didn't think you actually mean physical cash. I said, well, what else do you think?
What else do you think I'm going to give you? What's cash?
So he ended up taking the cash, believe it or not. And I said, well, can you do me a favor? I'll throw you $1,000 if you take it to this airport about an, 25-minute flight.
Yeah.
And I'll just get you Uber back. It's like, yeah, sure. So we ended up flying. I had this airport next to the house, maybe 15 minutes from my house. It was no tower, no nothing.
Just a runway.
Just a runway.
Shack.
Yeah, and then I had the Air Force field about 50 miles down, so you can go far. They'll fucking shoot you down. It's so bad. I had no idea what I was doing. So every night, I would go on YouTube. I would learn like how to start a plane. I had no idea how you start that thing.
There's so many damn switches in that plane that you don't know where to start.
To be honest, there is, but there's not. When you actually learn how start a plane, fly a plane. There's probably like 5 switches you gotta flip to start that fucking.
Oh,
thing.
sure, yeah, 100%. There's a lot of switches, but there's only a certain
There's
few
only
you need.
5, technically 3, to start that thing. So I set on YouTube, specifically looking for a piper instructions, and I figured it out. But I'm like, man, there's no way I could learn how to fly off YouTube. There's just absolutely no way. That'd be insane. So I called that pilot that used to fly my jet, and I said, hey, how can I learn? He goes, look, first thing first, start with the inspection process. Make sure that the plane is good to go. Safety first.
That's what my neighbor told me because he's
Exactly.
he's got a license to fly,
Yeah.
so he flies little planes like that. Yeah.
So
And he's
safety
like,
first. Then what you do is you start the plane, learn how to drive it before you learn how to fly it. So the rudders and taxiing and all that shit. So I did all this on YouTube, and then he's like, finally, I need you to learn the groundwork. I'll help you with it whenever I see you, because he used to live in like Iowa somewhere, bumblefuck Iowa. And he goes, take this course called King's Course. I said, ooh, this sounds good. So I took the course on King's Course, and I mean, yeah, they literally teach you all the groundwork, so you don't have to go to school and do it. And I can't wait to get this one.
The suspense is building.
I know, right? So I used to go out there every night, learn all these things, go out there with my friends, when we're bored. It's kind of cool. It's like getting a new car when you're 16.
Yeah.
You want to just start it and sit in it and listen to the radio, It's like the same thing. And that's what I would do for weeks at a time. And one day, before I even took it out, I had the pilot go with me a couple of times. We went out probably a handful of times, 5-6 times, for an hour, 2 hours a day. And I learned a lot very quickly, because flying a plane is actually, believe it or not, probably easier than driving a car when you
not a lot of
actually
traffic.
learn it. There's no traffic. Oh, there is, but very minimal. Unless you're at an airport like I was, there was literally no traffic. So I was flying, I flew that 5-6 times, and I kept practicing and all this shit. And I used to practice a lot of like the touch and goes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was super helpful. Like at one point we would do probably 200 touch and goes before I stopped flying for the day. So I wouldn't say confident, but at the same time, yeah, I was kind of confident. And one night, my friend that passed away, he used to be like one of my connects for the weed stuff in California. We went out, and I'm like, man, you want to go and see my plane? And he's like, you got a plane? I said, yeah, bro, I bought a plane. I'm learning how to fly. So we drove to the airport, and it was him and 2 of his friends. I have the video till this day on my phone. I'll show you guys. We rolled up 2 joints, and I had this Ukrainian friend. The guy was a hype, like a total hype.
Okay.
He's the guy that goes, bro, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready for
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I'll fucking skydive.
Hype man. He's a hype man, dude.
Yeah, he's a hype man. And he went out with us, and we're sitting there smoking a joint next to the plane, and he goes, bro, we should just take it out. I said, man, that's a good idea. So I made this video. I'm smoking a joint. And I make this video to my instructor / pilot. I said, yo, bro, this is what we do. We smoke and fly. And I sent it to him. He was so pissed because he was the one signing my logbooks for practice. He was so pissed I sent him that because it's so fucking illegal. He technically should report me as an instructor. On top of me not having a license, not having shit. Not even knowing how to fly. I'm over there smoking a joint in the middle of the night, going out and flying. So we get in the plane, and I said, who's coming? And, my Mexican homies, they're like, no, we straight. We're just going to smoke here and watch.
They knew.
And they're like, this guy's crazy. But my Ukrainian friend, let me tell you, that guy he goes, I'm ready. Take me.
Probably
take
the first
me.
one on the plane.
Yeah, he's opening the door, and he's getting in. And, we get on the plane, and I go, Slava, you ready? He goes, oh, I'm ready. He goes, the Ukrainian is like, I believe in you. You can do it. I'm like,
this is the last day of my life.
We're high as fuck at this point, bro. Yeah, I was pretty confident at first. We go a taxi, down the taxiway to the runway. And
Did it seem very long, the runway for you at that time?
bro, it's long as fuck. that taxiway was the longest taxiway of my life. When you're stuck at O'Hare sometimes in the morning, like 150 planes in front of you. We get to the runway, and I go, bro, are you ready? You think we could do it? He goes, yeah, bro, I believe in you. He goes, I know you can do it. He's like, well, you did this so many times. I said, yeah, but not by myself. He's like, it's different when you have somebody
100%.
in the right seat.
You had your creator friend in the right seat. He was going to guide you the whole way, dude.
Yeah, he'd be the first one jumping out. No parachute, he don't care. Into the
Drop me over the ocean, do whatever.
So I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck it, let's go. So we're going. Fucking pull back. We're taking off. I'm like, holy shit. We're in the air. We're just gonna do a little go around and land. I'm like, bro, I'm terrified. I'm soaking. At that point, I'm like, oh my God. We're like, we're going around. We're coming up to our final. And I said, Slava, I never landed by myself. Like, you think we'll land it? He goes, yeah, bro, no problem. This is easy. I said, all right. I mean, I did land so many times, it's not by myself. And, the hardest part of flying is the landing.
I agree, because that's something
The
you can't
takeoff
really...
is easy.
Yeah,
Some
because
people
you're only going up. There's nothing up there.
right. When you're actually landing, you got to look at all the instruments, make sure you don't go too slow because that shit will drop. You're going to drop like a fly out of the sky. So you got to watch for traffic. You got to watch the wind. You got to watch everything. When you're going up, fuck the wind, fuck everything. You're just going. Bro, descending pretty quickly. And believe it or not, bro, that was probably my best landing. I was so cautious. That was probably my literally best landing of my so-called flying career. We landed, no problem. He goes, I told you, bro. I told you. Let's go again. I said, hell no. That's it for now.
We're getting off this damn plane.
But after that, literally, I used to go every single day, bro. At one point, my son was, I think, 3 years old. I was so stupid. I would take my son when he was 3 years old. I was so inconsiderate now thinking about it. And take him flying and all this shit. You always want to be the cool dad.
I agree.
How many dads know how to fly? Raise your hand.
Marcy, not even a dad, bro.
My son was probably 2 years old at the time, and he had no idea what the fuck was going on anyway. So for me to think that he's gonna remember this was absurd. But hey, I want to be a cool dad.
You're cool enough.
I was cool enough. But I would go flying literally every day. Then we ended up flying to Miami, and that's when I moved to Miami. Before COVID, I took the plane to Miami. At the same time, I opened a flight. Somebody that didn't have a license and barely knew how to fly, I opened a fucking flight school.
Were you teaching?
No, absolutely not.
Smoke a joint and then we're going to go live.
Smoke a joint first.
I opened it for my sister to have a cool business, and we didn't want to be that flight school that was charging this absurd amount of money. Plus, it was more of a hobby at that point.
Yeah.
Just to launder some money. But I can legally say this. It's on paper.
Oh,
you guys gonna have a fucking. Matter of fact, bro, I'm gonna end up missing my goddamn flight to Miami tomorrow if this keeps going this slow. We're gonna end up doing like 60 episodes.
You're gonna have to come back every other week.
We're gonna have to move down to Homer, bro. Because you're only up at
I
North
can't believe you guys live on the other side of the highway.
He comes and he says, you live on the other side of a 355 ends.
You're on exit 1. I'm on the last exit of the goddamn highway.
If you want a new business idea, I'll make a portable studio.
Yeah, portable studio. Just drive to me, exactly.
Listen, I already had this idea. Eventually down the road, we're gonna do on location podcast. All right, that's what we're gonna do.
Imagine doing it in a sim in the.
Yeah, we could do it in a studio.
Sim racing.
Hell yeah, for sure, dude.
That'd be
Eventually,
fun.
that's the plan.
That'd be fun. We'll be the commentators to all the races. Talking shit.
Look at this fucking idiot.
Yeah, you guys suck.
It's like when you came up to us, Marcy, when he was driving, and he's like, "This guy, you don't know how to use the brake," and he's like, "Go to fucking turn 6 in 5th gear."
Yeah. Yeah, you did horrible.
never
Jeez.
used
You know what's crazy? He was driving with both feet. I said, "What are you doing?" I'm sorry. He was driving.
I was driving with one foot.
He was driving 1 foot. I said, "What are you doing, bro? You have to drive with both feet. That's like rule number 1 of racing."
Well, I've never raced. Sorry. That's Paul,
see.
not me.
I drove on a track, so I know how to drive. I know how to drive on a track, right?
I don't know. Paul wasn't doing that much better than me. I watched
listen,
him.
I lost him. You know, you gotta get back on there. Once in a, you gotta do it more often. Dude. Once in a long time doesn't really do us justice. I understand the cornering. I understand throttle in and out stuff like that. But when you're driving F1 in the sim, it's not really the same thing.
Yeah,
It's driving an Evo.
I don't know.
You know?
My wheels kept coming off for some reason.
Yeah.
I wonder why. He was going 5th gear through a 90-degree turn, bro.
didn't
Full
know-
stop.
first of all, I
First
didn't know
gear
you
turn. He's
could-
going 5th gear.
I didn't know you could downshift.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's only 1 gear.
Well, no, 'cause we turned on
He
auto.
chose
so I
the
just
right
figured-
gear for sure.
yeah,
All right, fuck off.
But hold on, let's finish this plain
let's
story
finish this
because
story.
it only gets better.
What do we got? What do we got?
So we ended up taking a plane to Miami. I was at North Perry Airport, and this is when first year of F1 in Miami. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when they were building the track, I would fly over the stadium doing fucking circles, just like looking at him like an idiot, you know?
These people are looking from the ground like, dude.
Yeah, this guy is
doing? This
weird.
Way too low.
So literally, that's when I had the I-94 exotics. I opened another location in Miami. I had all these supercars out there. Another money laundering scheme.
Yeah, my buddy Peter rented cars from me.
Which Peter?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He came out there. Yeah, yeah.
Bro, he told me
No,
about
listen.
his experience, bro.
Miami's a great place, not for business. It's a great place to retire and spend some money. And if you got money, fuck it, live in Miami. But if you try and make money, stay away. You're gonna lose your ass off like I did. So we put the plane. We ended up flying the plane from California to Miami.
This is still your personal plane, right?
Yeah,
Your
this
private.
was my baby.
Smoking weed in it.
Every stop we took, first stop was, I believe, Arizona was the first stop. DA came right away. It was like bizarre, It's like, what do you guys want from this tiny little plane? It's not like we could put anything in there. Believe it or not, my buddy that was the pilot at the time ended up having fireworks in the plane. So they ended up fining us and all type of shit since fireworks are illegal.
Yeah,
in
cross
California.
borders.
Cross borders, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we land in Texas. The second we land in Texas, Tower's like, oh yeah, please pull in here, here. And you already see DA coming around the corner. I said, what in the hell is going on? Like, why are these guys like, they just pulled us over fucking 6 hours ago in Phoenix. Then we landed in, oh my God, I can't even remember where we landed next.
It had to
was
be
like,
in Alabama or freaking
yeah,
Mississippi
somewhere
or
over
something
there.
like that.
Literally, they didn't even land yet, and Tower's already telling us where to pull in because DA's waiting. Bro, it's like, I really didn't understand. If they knew we got pulled in by DEA for these inspections already twice, why keep pulling us in?
Maybe you met somebody in there and picked something up, dude. Who knows, dude?
Yeah, it did seem like a
Something-
sketchy
something
flight.
a
Who
little
flies cross country in a single engine airplane? An idiot.
Yeah.
That does make sense if you think about it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be definitely a
Well,
red
you
flag.
could also land somewhere nobody knows, pick something up
Yeah.
on route, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, especially when you're flying Arizona, Texas.
Yeah.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
all the drug states.
Yeah, and open planes.
Yeah. Then we land in Miami, and sure enough, DA. It's like, dude, this is ridiculous.
How long did this trip take you?
4 stops. It was
Yeah,
like a day and a half.
I was gonna say, it seems like it took
It was
2 days.
Yeah, literally like a day and a half. We slept in Texas. I think it was, bro, it was so long ago. I don't even want to bullshit you. So we left the plane there. I would, after work, all these people that would comment I-94 and shit, I would tell them, oh, you guys want to see my plane, And at that time, I sold the Falcon 10. I didn't have a jet. I ended up buying the Falcon 20 in 2020 during COVID.
Probably got a good deal at that time.
The Falcon 20 was a decent deal. Yeah, I mean, it was a 10-person plane, really nice. And I paid for that one 600 something thousand. It looked like a $4 million plane.
Chump change.
Yeah, chump change.
Yeah, man.
And then do you remember that show, Bar Rescue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Taffer?
Yeah.
I ended up buying his Hawker He had the Bentley interior and then shit, the Hawker and that's what the parties we threw. Oh, I don't think we could show that here. I have videos.
I'm sure you had a good time. I'm sure.
Dude, our pilots used to fly in masks. It was a movie. Like, you ever watch Wolf of the Wall Street? They used to have those Boeings, 747s private jets. I mean, obviously we didn't have that. But for that little fucking plane, let me tell you, it sure took a lot of weight. It was good. Yeah, I think I posted once on my Instagram something like one of the parties on the planes. Wow. I hope my girl doesn't see this podcast. She's gonna be like, let me see those videos.
Yeah, what videos are you referring to?
Like, no, she's seen them. She wasn't too happy.
Well, regardless, I mean, I know. Finish your story because I know you have a bunch of social medias that you're on. Obviously, you're on Instagram. I don't know if you're active on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm active, but like I had a month on Instagram, like from December to January, or no, from January to February. I wanted to see how many views I could do in 30 days if I post once a day.
Yeah.
And my expectation was 5 million. I ended up doing 11.
No,
That
nice.
was decent.
Well,
11 million views.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
11
good.
million views is not bad.
No,
but
not bad.
For posting once
I
a
wish
day.
we had one of those videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 million.
Yeah, that one video.
Hey, maybe this one will.
At the end, the one video, yeah, you've seen 14 million of drift in the nuke. Yeah, that was good.
That was a good video though. I like that
But
one.
hold on, let me finish the
Yeah, get to the
airplane
plane, get to the
story
plane.
because the airplane story is the best. So yeah, I used to go out there every night, and with friends and fly and shit. And then my buddy that also passed away, he killed himself in a car accident in a 240 and from South Carolina. Good kid. I bought him as a gift when he used to work for me. When I was still in the weed industry, I bought him a same GTR, same color red one like this as a gift. Good kid, really good kid. And I ended up buying it back from him before he passed away. And literally, I think I still owed him money when he passed away for that car.
You can't owe people dead people money. So
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I ended up helping his family out, his
No,
dad
that's
in
good.
Colombia and shit like that. He couldn't even come back to the U.S. for his funeral. Sad story.
Yeah.
Good kid. So he was working for me in Miami, and he goes, bro, my buddy is coming from North Carolina. That's who he was from, South Carolina, whichever one. He's coming out here. You should really give him a ride in the plane. He's never been in a small engine plane. I said, absolutely, with pleasure. So it was me, my girl, him, and my buddy. We went to the airport, and I go, who wants to go first? Because obviously I couldn't take 5 people in, or 4 even, because of the weight. The weight imbalances on that plane was shit. So he goes, I'll go first. And my girl's like, I'm not going. His girl's like, I'm not going. I'm cool. You guys can go. So he's like, I'll go first. You know what this guy does? He pops a fucking Molly right before he gets on. Who does that? And this is during F1, right? So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to scare the shit out of him. And I'm going to show him F1, like VIP status. He goes, yeah, all right, fuck it. So we get in the plane, we get on the runway. I say, you ready? And he was black. It was hilarious. And the fact that he was black, it kind of worked out perfect because if you guys seen what I've seen with my eyes, you would have died laughing. It was a movie. We take off, and my first thing is, man, I'm going to scare the shit out of him. So I'm going to do a little dive coming to landing, like straight dive and do like a short field landing,
okay.
So, we're going around, we're looking. I said, look, that's the stadium, that's the track for F1. He's like, oh my God, he's seeing fucking colors at this point. He's seeing all type of shit.
He's seeing smells.
Yeah, he's seeing and smelling, bro, all type of shit, And then the finals coming around the corner. I go, oh, I'm going to get him now. And I go, going fucking straight down and turning at the same time towards the runway. And I look over at him, and he's fucking pale. He's terrified. But you know what's crazy? None of us had seatbelts on, and safety first. None of us, of course. I have a problem with seatbelts. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm not putting seatbelts on. It's weird. So we're coming landing, and right before we're probably 800 feet above ground, and some rookie pilot girl decides to pull onto the runway and take off right in front of me. I'm like, holy shit. And at the same time, I'm fucking diving, and I had my gear, that opens and closes on the plane. It wasn't fixed, So usually the biggest mistake that rookie pilots do on planes like this, forget to open their gear, their wheels. That was always in my head, so I always did it. So, but that time, since I was trying to scare him, I'm diving, and at the same time, that girl gets on the fucking runway. I'm like, God damn it, and I'm coming close to landing, and I'm telling her through the radio, get the fuck out of my way, take off already. So she starts taking off, and I'm like, man, I can't land this thing. Like, I'm gonna crash into her. So I look over at dude, I say, yo, put your seatbelt on. But I'm like, we're gonna take a chance. It's either she takes off quick enough and we crash into her, or we try going up, but then we might really crash into her.
Yeah, because she might be taking off.
My altitude was so low, my speed was so low, I didn't have time to literally do anything. And then I look down, and on my gear, I said, oh fuck.
It's not down.
I smack my gear down, and you have 3 indicator lights that turn down if your gear is actually opens. You have these 3 green indicators.
The front wheel, the 2 wheels.
Yeah, and the 2.
Yeah.
And mine was, one of them was flickering, the right one. I said, what the fuck? So I close it and open it quick. I'm like, fucking close it open. And I'm like, oh shit. Bro, it's like the worst time in the world. At that point, I don't know who was more pale, me or him. He was black and I'm white. I said, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, put your fucking seatbelts on. He sees me putting my seatbelts on. I'm like, bro, we're going to crash the plane. He goes, and you know what he did? He looks at me, he starts laughing. And he's like, ha, ha, ha. I said, put your fucking seatbelts on. We're crashing the plane. And at this point, I can't go up because she's literally taken off. I have to try landing this. And I'm praying to God that this is just a malfunction and my landing gear is actually open.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm coming in hot. And, I was such a rookie that so much shit's going through your head so quick. I wasn't paying attention to the altitude, to the speed, to nothing. I'm coming in hot. I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro, I'm like 100 fucking knots. You're supposed to be at like 70 landing, 100 fucking knots.
This guy's on a suicide mission.
It seemed like it. Bro, we touched down, and then boom, the thing collapses, and we start spinning and go right into the fucking ditch. I'm like, as we touched down, and as it was collapsing, I was somewhat smart enough, or experienced enough, you could say, to shut the engine off, shut the propeller off. So it doesn't shoot out.
Yeah, shatter and shoot out. Yeah.
So it only bent the fins, Dude, we fucking spin into the ditch, and we stop. I'm like, oh my God, we're alive. Holy shit. I just survived a plane crash. What are the odds of this?
Perfect time for video.
And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have none of my paperwork. I'm fucked. I'm so fucked right now. On top of this, middle of the night when I can't fly because I have an instrument license. And I have this black man in the passenger seat. I look at him. I said, brother, you got to run. I opened the door for him quick. He goes, what? I said, get the fuck out and run that way. Bro, imagine this is like midnight. Imagine a plane crashes and you see a black guy running through the fucking airport. Right through the fucking runway.
You set him up, dude. You set him up.
He runs to the car. My girl's calling me right away. I'm panicking. You see fucking flashing lights coming my way. I'm like, oh my God, I'm done. I'm literally done. At least if I had my logbooks and my certificates for the plane, I had nothing. Nothing. Bro, the FAA comes and they're asking me for all this. I'm looking confused at them. I said, sir, this was not planned. I left it at home. I mean, what else am I going to tell them,
How did you fly all the way there? Get stopped by DEA every time.
No, at that point we had everything. Everything was there.
No, this is the second time. This is another time.
Yeah, this was another time.
Okay.
I usually just take all my paperwork home with me from even though you're not supposed to, but I always did the opposite of what they told me.
The entire life.
Yeah, pretty much. When the law says don't sell drugs, I did the opposite.
That's fucking hilarious.
So the FAA comes, bro. They were pretty cool. It wasn't that bad. The plane was registered in my sister's corporation. I fucked her so badly. I felt so bad. And we ended up all these guys ended up coming. There was a mechanic that was actually on site. He ended up coming, and we picked up the right side of the plane, pulled the wheel out, locked it in with straps, like literally strapped it to the wing, and hauled it straight to the shop. Everything was cool. The night ended up pretty well, to be honest. But the next day wasn't. The FAA started calling. I'm like, oh my God, I'm calling my lawyer. I'm so fucked. And this is right after I caught my Fed case. So, no, actually, I take that back. It was right before I caught my Fed case. I'm like, dude, I'm done. So they ended up literally, I got a bill for like $70,000 for mowing the lawn with the plane, like on the side of the runway. Never paid it. We just at that point, we had to shut the school down. They literally suspended all our certificates. They suspended all the registrations. We had to shut the school down, sell all the planes and all this shit. It was over. The full flying experience was over. I ruined all that. But then the FAA calls and they started questioning me over the phone. I was dodging them not to come into the office. And they said, sir, we have few questions for you. I said, what's up? Who was your passenger? I said, what passenger? I had no passenger. He goes, sir, we have a video of a black African-American gentleman running out of your plane through the airport runway, crossing the runways and the taxiways, into the parking garage and getting in your car that with your license plate that we pulled off one of the cameras from the hangars. It's like, how are you going to tell us there was no passenger? Bro, I just fucking hung up. I'm not incriminating myself with any more bullshit. I just hung up and never talked to him again, and that was the end of it. And
that was it?
I wanted to fix the plane, and believe it or not, the douchebag, the mechanic, then I got popped by the feds, and they were seizing everything, literally, cars, planes, everything they wanted to seize. And I didn't want them to seize that plane, so I trusted the mechanic enough. Not even knowing his name, technically, when you think about it now. I trusted him enough to sign the deed over to him to the plane. And I said, hey, when you fix the plane, we're just going to sell it, split the profits, and I'm going to pay you for the repair, Because at that point, I was so financially effed, after the feds came, that I couldn't afford shit.
Yeah. So we went to the top, literally with an airplane.
Oh, dude.
Then you came down crashing into the ground with an airplane, and then you had the feds come. Bro, you had a great experience.
Yeah,
we could get into the middle.
Stuff another day. It was up and down, but when you get to the top, you want so much more, and then when you want so much more, when you get greedy. You're
starting to talk like a politician, dude. That's what happens when they get
I know.
To the
I
top.
hang out with too many of them. I think it's like it's growing in on me. I'm wearing a collared shirt and everything.
That's
This is not like me.
Paul's the only one not wearing a collared shirt. So.
Wow. See?
I don't know what happened.
We're classy here. Classy Pollocks.
It is what it is.
So yeah, that was the end of the plane. It was a good time though. The question is now, am I gonna fly again? Absolutely yes, with no license yet again. Once my Fed case is over, so I don't catch no other cases and get screwed on the Fed case. But I've been thinking about flying again. I live so close to Milwaukee, and every time I drive by there, I'm looking at these planes take off. I'm
you
like,
start salivating from
he's
stinky.
got a timer, dude. He's got a countdown timer.
You remember Pete, right? Pete Quack?
Yeah.
So Pete actually was working for me for a mechanic ever since Miami. He lived in Miami, worked for me there, and then in Chicago, and now he's doing his own thing, trading and shit like that. So Pete actually got his pilot license, but for the crazy shit, doing the barrel rolls like Richie and shit like that. I don't know if I will get in. I don't think I will get in a plane with Pete doing no barrel rolls, but as long as I have a pilot in the plane, I could technically legally fly with no license, which is crazy, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're with a pilot who is licensed.
But
right?
but you probably can't take off and land.
Yes, you can.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
No, okay.
Which is I always found that weird, but it's actually legit.
Well, I think so little people probably try to fly that it probably isn't a thing too much, right? And plus, usually two people control the plane, so it's like you can't really fuck up that bad.
you
Never
can.
flew a plane, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Yes,
same.
well, we could go one day if you want.
Shit.
I
After
don't,
this experience,
hold on, this,
I don't
hold
know.
on.
We'll see.
This math ain't mathing. If you need a license for
I flew once. I flew once when I was doing YouTube. I wanted to actually. I did an episode. It's on my YouTube somewhere. Where
We gotta show that actually. We gotta show some of your socials because you got a couple of them.
What socials?
You
I
got,
only have one.
What? What do you
Well,
got?
one main one.
What's your main? So what's your main social?
Kamil Zameriki.
Which is on Facebook?
Facebook and Instagram.
YouTube. Yeah, that's-
and YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm
Yeah.
saying you have multiple
Yeah,
platforms.
you,
right?
you can actually pull that video up. It's go on YouTube and there we go. I'm right there. That's the guy. The last video actually did pretty good when we were in
And we're
Poland. It was
subscribed. Look at that.
Yeah, I just did that earlier when we were coming.
okay. Scroll
Hold on,
down.
let me show some of these.
Oh, what is that? Texas 2K?
Yeah, I did some Texas 2K. Oh my god, those were funny. The Jose Collectioner, the idiot. I think you gotta go up. Oh, this is where we were bidding, try and buy the Ken Block car.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a sick car.
Bro, we were. I was
this one? No,
honestly.
that's
Yeah, no, there's the plane. There's the plane. I crashed it. That's actually the plane. Obviously we edited the fire next to it to make it more dramatic, but that's the plane. Yeah,
You guys get better
it didn't
thumbnails
get
than
no
I do, that's for
views
sure.
because I think it didn't get no
That's
views
crazy.
because it's FAA and you're crashing a plane on
Yeah.
video technically, which I didn't, but I talked about it, and that's kind of in America. That's kind of right.
Hey, listen, in America you can say whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech. Technically freedom of speech.
Yeah,
Depends on what you want to talk
sure.
about. Depends on what you want to talk about. Yeah, dude. I mean, I seen you had a bunch of videos on there from,
Yeah, I
from
could tell.
YouTube.
It was cool doing YouTube, but it's like, you got to monetize it, make money. It's expensive. It's time consuming. It's, the whole plan was to do the YouTube and do the giveaways like Budda did in Poland. And he was going to help me. But unfortunately, I'm guessing you guys know what happened a year
No.
ago. No?
No, I know you're friends with Budda. I know you guys did a lot of content together.
Yeah.
So
So
do
he
that-
was
I
doing
s-
the giveaways in Poland, generating insane amount of money. And I'm talking about insane amount of money. And I guess he was making too much money and maybe pissed some people off. And then he had the government come in, I think, October of 2024 and arrest him. That's why he was locked up for like 3 months with no bail.
Yes, I did
It
hear
was
that
all
he
over the
locked up.
news. It was talked about more than when the president died in Poland. It's a real statistic, proven fact. So yeah. But yeah, YouTube's hard, man. I would love to go back, but again, you need a budget to do cool videos, obviously.
Oh, I
you
was
know.
gonna say, I was like, I guess it depends on what kind of what you're doing, right?
Yeah, but even anything, even if you're doing vlog videos, I mean, cool. Unless you have some crazy life where you're just blowing money left and right, which technically would be your budget, even if you are blowing
Is that what
money.
you're doing?
No, I wish. You know what? If I did the YouTube when I was rich,
Yeah.
and it's just like vlog style, bro, I think I'd be a pretty famous YouTuber.
I can tell. Yeah.
Bro, getting on a jet and just a bunch of naked hookers and oh man, you guys gotta see that video. It was,
Oh,
it was good.
man, that's
Doing the cocaine off tits and asses and not me personally. I
Right.
don't. No, really. Dude, you know what? I liked smoking weed. I haven't smoked in 4 years. But when the last time I did a hard drug was, I was probably 16 years old,
No shit.
maybe even 15. I started early and ended early.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good because most of the time when that
I don't-
happens,
Bro, I
it
haven't.
ends up differently.
Yeah, exactly. And I had that heart issue when I was 17 years old when my heart stopped from Red Bull, believe it or not. I drank like 2 Red Bulls in a day.
Holy shit.
And, I used
It's
to
a
be
good drink.
driver, smoking cigarettes, drinking Red Bulls. And
Mine
shit.
was
I remember,
mine was coffee and a
not,
cigarette.
Not that I think about it, I've definitely seen you driving in the car doing that exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
We went to
probably.
school. We went to school together. In terms of you were a little bit younger than me, but we were in the same high school.
Yeah.
Went to Revis.
Yep.
Yeah, good times. Love
Yeah,
Revis.
good times.
Revis was a great time.
Revis.
A lot of people.
I didn't make it far in that high school. But I had good times, but I lasted.
Would you get expelled?
Yeah. Yeah. Was that Donovich?
No.
Oh, the old lady.
And we
Yeah.
call her something else, but
Donna.
I don't know if she's.
She hated my sisters when they went to high school.
Bro, we had Buckle, bro.
Buckle's cool.
Buckle was cool.
Yeah,
Buckle
If
was
you're on
cool.
the right
Buckle
side
was
of Buckle,
cool.
you're
Yeah,
okay.
he was cool.
He'd penalize you. He'd make you.
Yeah.
He'd give you some shit. But But otherwise,
Yeah, he was cool.
I'll
He was a
generally
very
he was
guy.
cool.
I'll still never forget. First time I walked in.
You went to Revis too?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
I remember
no,
the-
what, dude? My entire
Yeah,
family went.
and
Oh, shit.
I'm the youngest of the 5, right? So I walked in. I'm walking
He's your
down the
younger
hall.
brother?
I'm the youngest one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even know you had a brother.
we got 2.
Except-
There's 2 of us.
Oh, yeah,
You
except,
know my other brother.
yeah, your other brother. Yeah, I
Peter.
know him. Peter, yeah.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah, I remember the first day of Revis. I was walking through. Buckle pulls me to the side right away. He's like, "You're a Tyrella, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'll be seeing you."
You guys do look alike now. I thought you guys were
TBTS for a
cousins
reason.
or something.
We're
you know?
related, bro. Fucking the oldest and the youngest.
Yeah,
Oh, shit. I didn't know you had a young. How old are you?
31.
No, he's not that young. How old are you?
37.
7.
Oh,
Turning
he's
38.
2 years older than me. Okay.
Yeah, because you have a brother obviously too. Who's I think a year younger than
Piece
me.
of shit. I'll say I'm a piece of shit. Hate that cocksucker.
Shout out to your brother.
Shout out to my brother, cocksucker.
Oh, I have to give out the shout out to David. Oh, he was.
Yeah, what
less-
was the questions,
Dude,
David? Oh my goodness.
let me see if he
Pull
actually.
it up because I'm curious.
Yeah,
that
he
bastard.
actually he wrote something out, but I don't think he put the questions in there.
He lives somewhere here in Plainfield, right?
He's in Plainfield.
This
Yeah,
is in Plainfield, bro.
What's his address?
he's like asking if he's willing to take a couple surprise questions slipped to you by anonymous source.
Yeah, anonymous.
But he never-
be like, yes. Yes, he said, yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Oh yeah, let me see.
So, how is it now? How is it now living the life you live? How is your experience in life, bro?
Dude, honestly.
Because I know a little bit about it, but obviously you know your life way
Did-
better
did-
than I know your
Do you
life.
guys want the video? You could post it. Actually, I'll send it to you when I actually got popped by the feds when they came to my house. I have,
A video, of
bro,
that?
I had it in the.
He's sitting at the door waiting.
No, I had the Ring camera, and they
Did they ring the
took it
doorbell?
down. No, they did. Unfortunately, they didn't ring the doorbell.
Oh, they didn't ring the
kicked the
door.
door.
They knocked, huh?
That was the hard knock.
It was a hard knock.
But and in my hold on, I gotta pull this up. Oh, this was the TAF airplane that I bought.
It's a sick ass plane.
That's sick
Yeah,
plane.
that was a sick plane.
You got that one now, or
You said what?
you got that one right now, or
No. You know who actually owns it now? Chicago Motor Cars.
oh, no, really?
Yeah, Chicago Motor Cars.
They do a lot of sales in cars, so they probably afford a jet.
Yeah, Perman's a good guy. Everybody over there is great guys, bro.
Yeah.
I
I've
love
seen
those
a lot of guys.
Do you have one right now?
Oh, here was me flying a jet. Believe it or not, this was me flying the Falcon 20. I was giving out the Mile High Club cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, giving
That's
those
funny.
out. Girls love that, bro. Oh my god. I don't know what it is, bro. That girls love the Mile High Club.
the
They always
exclusivity.
wanted it. Yeah,
It's
a very
exclusivity.
exclusive club to join. Hold on, let me pull
Feeling like
this
a
up.
Nickelback song.
Oh, this was. We're not showing this on camera, guys. This was one of the parties on the plane. Hold on.
One day we're gonna this guy.
We're not showing this.
Oh man, dude.
This
Holy
is
smokes.
this is
Different life. Different life.
Top secret phone right there.
This is top secret.
He's got a pass to get into that gallery.
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
but a lot of people, if you open any of my episodes on here, click on the episode. Look, so my introduction, you see the feds kicking my door in. Begin, yeah, right,
It's
right
skipped.
there.
It's skipped.
Dobra, wariaty, koniec
Hold
mojego
on, because it's like,
amerykański language. Mam special guest,
Hold on.
który ze mną leci.
Because usually it's right in the beginning of all the episodes, but here, oh, there we go. Watch. I think there's the plane. Oh, there's the Fed. You know what's great? A lot of people used to question, like, yo, why does he have like a tactical team in his intro? And nobody, I don't think people still know that it was actually the government when they kicked the door in. Yeah,
That's when you
I
thought you started-
posted that as like a hint because, I have some stuff in plans to do for like a documentary and shit, because it's been a long road. Let's just put it that way. There's a lot to talk about. Oh, here we go. Here's the video. Here we could.
I could post edit this.
Yeah, you could post it. Yeah, I'll let you post it for sure. This agent was a special guy right there. Oh, great guy. Bro, it was literally, they thought like I was El Chapo's son. And then here's
They
when,
blocked it off.
dude, they threw a fucking flashbang through the door before even. I'm over there by the door, like, yo, I'm right here, hands up. My hands are up. They kick the goddamn door and throw a flashbang. Burn my goddamn carpet, bro. It was bogus.
That's cashmere.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. The house I was
Polish
actually,
rugs.
the house that I had used to be Sacramento Kings basketball players old house. It was. I miss that house. It's like a little fucking White House of California.
Raided by the feds.
Yeah, but going back, bro, it's been a long road. 22 October, I believe it was 27th of 2021 is when literally everything changed. From 2011, when I started, first let's make this story short because we'll be here till tomorrow, literally. I used to be.
I'll drop you off there, bro. I go there tomorrow.
Bro, I
anyway.
was broke as a joke. I'm telling you, in 2011, end of 2010, I was broke as a joke. I hit rock bottom, bro. I was transitioning from the stealing cars life into the drug dealing life.
Great
And
transition.
the stealing cars life, it was like a domino effect. One guy got popped one of the retag cars. It was a fucking domino effect. They all, like 34 people wrote statements against me that all the cars came from me. I retagged them and shit like that. And they all snitched on me, bro. Next thing you know, even the feds got involved because I was selling these cars in Florida and Miami. And we had one incident with a dear friend of mine, Alec. I don't know if you guys know him.
Don't know him.
Don't
Probably
know
better if we don't.
Yeah. We ended up getting a high-speed chase in Florida. 2 helicopters, like literally all of Miami PD. And this was like 2010. We got away. I don't know how we got away. That's when the career started like kind of falling. And
I love that you called it a career.
it was a career, bro. I made
It was
good
a
money.
career.
I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna lie.
legit-
It
it
was
was
a
a
career.
illegitimate. It's still a career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legit.
Not
Legitimate,
not
legally.
legit.
Yeah.
And I had like 6 warrants out for my arrest from all type of special task forces and shit like that. And that's when I met a certain somebody that brought me into the other world. And he was a great guy, bro. We became super close friends. He was like my mentor in the drug dealing industry. Very extremely smart. Extremely smart. It was probably definitely at the time, the richest guy I've known. For sure. I'll never disclose his name. Nothing, ever.
Don't need to.
We don't want to know.
Yeah. I would never, bro. Never, ever in a million years, I would talk better upon that guy. He was like my mentor, bro. He was like a brother to me. I met him, and I used to be his driver at first. It was like, when you watch American Gangster, he used to be
Yeah.
a driver, and then he became on top. It was like the kind of like the same story. Mine is the heroin part. And I became his driver for 6 months. I drove to Cali and back, bringing in flour and shit like that. And we're talking about 2011. Weed was actually up there.
Oh, yeah.
You could have made a fortune, which we did make a fortune of selling the weed. And it was dude, it was amazing. And after 6 months I started selling and whatnot, and I quit the driving and all this shit. And it lasted for a while, but bro, at one point I grew so big that he was able to supply me, but it was like he was capping me. It was limiting me to achieving what I wanted to really achieve. And I went on my own, create my own team, my own trucking company, literally everything from A to Z, bro. And I mean, most people probably wouldn't believe this, but bro, if I didn't make $1 million in a month, I was depressed. It sounds insane.
It sounds a little bit
I
insane.
wish I made a percentage of that now, as a steady monthly income,
Yeah.
because I'll be happy as hell. Times have changed, especially in the weed industry. But yeah, I did that up in 2021 till I decided to get into, to the weed industry. COVID was like the prime time, bro. I have videos of this. No bullshit. The feds obviously have all this information and have these videos after he sees all my stuff. So it's like, I can't talk about it. But legit, I couldn't keep up on counting money so fucking fast to send it back to Cali because it was coming in insanely quickly, bro. It was like duffel bag after duffel bag. And, I like my money organized. So I would sit there and like make it nice and crisp. make it all in,
You
stacked
sound like
up nice
Floyd
and shit.
Mayweather when he stacks on his table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought for a second I thought it was Floyd Mayweather on the world and shit, But yeah, COVID was like the prime time, bro. It was insane. And then after COVID, the weed industry just died, like just plummeted.
Is it because it came legal?
No, I
In a
don't
lot
think
of states?
I mean, the legality of it probably has something to do with it, for sure. But it's more like the cartels coming in, all these refugees, and coming in and growing weed and kind of like just outbidding each other like idiots.
Got inflated.
Yeah, they saturated the market. And then Oklahoma, Michigan, everybody. And Chicago was the hub of it all.
Yeah.
Just like for El Chapo, Chicago was like the center point, the drug distribution
Center,
capital. Yeah. It was for the weed shit. It was same thing. I was going everywhere. I was going Florida, New York, Boston, the Carolinas, DC, literally everywhere. And you guys remember the pens, the weed pens? Oh man, bro, that was a literally gold mine. At one point, I built a lab and was extracting oil into that lab. It was like a bomb-proof lab in Oakland, California. It was insane, bro. So I was doing it all, and it was good. But when the weed game died, I wanted to be
Still continue. Yeah, you want.
I always in all these years that I did that, bro. I always like when you thought about the end game, the end goal. You're like, man, what am I gonna do when I retire? And I have all these, I had the car business, which was like more of a hobby. I love cars. I had 34 supercars that I owned outright, not one financed, except at the end I had the Rolls Royce finance, the Cullinan. I bought that thing a day after I got busted by the FBI. I went and bought a $500,000 car, and everybody's like, bro, what is wrong with this guy? But everything I owned outright, and luckily when I started selling these cars off, I made money on all of them because the market was high at that point after COVID.
Yep.
It was insane. And I transitioned, bro. I met some wrong people, let's just put it that way. I transitioned into a different industry, and that everybody told me don't do it. And
the weed industry is
weed industry's okay.
okay. I would say.
But,
I mean,
I'm a Catholic. We're all Catholics here. I don't believe here and there. I try my best. I was always against violence. I mean, dude, I'd rather lose $1 million than harm somebody. To me, it was always I always was a businessman. I was always thought on the business side of my brain. If I, let's just say, go and have somebody shot, hypothetically saying, right? You got the 5-0 on your ass. You got the feds on your ass as is. Your business is coming to a stop real quick. You got to stop. You're so hot at that point, you got to stop. And so to me, even, dude, I lost millions and millions and millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. People from not paying you to robbing you. It's the drug industry. There's no
rules
comes
there.
with it. There's no rules, and it comes with it. And the later we go into the 2020s, the more little kids started selling weed, and they're just fuck ups. The young generation, these TikTokers and all these kids that, call themselves trap stars selling weed through Snapchat and shit.
Yeah. That's funny you say that, actually. Because I know somebody who did exactly that.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
there's millions of those kids. And that was the next, group of people that destroyed that market.
For the big dogs.
Yeah, so like I said, I had to move to bigger and better, and that was the biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah.
When that warrant came, and let me tell you, when I seen cocaine trafficking on that warrant, my fucking heart dropped.
Sure.
When the Fed, you know how it is, even in movies, when the feds come, usually 99% of the time they got you. It's over.
Yeah.
It's
They
done.
got enough on you to
They're
take you
not
out.
they're not coming without something already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And whoever snitched on me, bro, knew it was close to me. I still, till this day, and to be honest, I don't even care who did it. It is what it is. I move on with life. I live a great life anyway. They knew everything. They went straight for my safe. I had my bodyguard with me. He was strapped. try not to carry guns on me because one, I'm a felon from '08, for the stealing car shit. So I wasn't able to do it. Did I? Yes, of course. But I tried to always security with me.
Yeah.
And the guy flew with me, big black guy, bro, always strapped. He carried the gun through the airport and everything, So he went with me everywhere, and he was at the house that day, and they found the gun and they pinned it on me and all this shit. They went straight for a safe, bro. Few days before, that safe was filled, and they had a picture of that safe filled. So whoever snitched on me was at my house and he used to be close to me.
Damn.
In order for me to open that safe in front of
Show somebody, yeah.
And I have a picture that they had. I'll show you guys too. It was filled, bro. It had probably like 5-6 mil in there.
I like how you have footage of all your stuff, bro.
Because when the feds gave me my phone back, when I beat the Cali case, because I didn't beat the Cali case. A lot of people are like, oh, he fucking snitched. Absolutely not. I have great lawyers.
Yeah, I heard
Thank
about this.
God.
So I heard on the street that they were saying that Kamil works for the feds. He's a fed. He's a snitch. He snitched on everybody. Shit like that.
But who? Not until this day, nobody can name one person that ever got arrested that had anything to do with me. Plus, they don't want the lower guys; they want the higher guys.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I wasn't in the other game long enough to even know anybody. But plus, you don't want to get in that.
I'm good.
Did they ask me? Absolutely, they asked me. So, but did I? Nope. They didn't have nothing on me. 400 pounds of weed or 250 that they put on paper. It's nothing in California, bro.
Who took the
I don't
150?
know, bro. That shit was so miscounted. It was insane. But it just didn't make no sense for me even talking to anybody because it was a petty case.
Yeah.
The gun charges will never stick unless you had the gun in your hand.
Yeah.
Literally. The gun charges are like, they're so hard for feds to stick. And
Unless there's literally, it's either in your hand or
weed
there's...
is bullshit. It was literally bullshit. The only thing was the tax evasion charge, which didn't come till later. That's why the only reason I beat the Cali case, which again, I didn't beat it. My attorneys made a deal that if I plead to a tax evasion case, which is worse than trafficking in Chicago, which that's who was driving my case here is Chicago, they'll dismiss the Cali charges and just transfer everything over to Illinois.
And they got you how they got Capone, huh?
Not really. I mean, I owe some money. I thought I was paying more taxes than I was supposed to be honest with you. I guess
Guy
not.
should have gotten a tax refund at the end of the
But
year.
this was the picture they had.
Damn, bro.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so... Bro, they ran straight for that safe and dragged that fucking thing out of there. I said, guys, I'll open it for you. You know what's crazy? The same night, which they raided my house at 6 a.m, and the night before, I went to the casino. I still love playing Baccarat. I lost like 10 grand in Baccarat. I think it was 13 to be exact. And I was pissed off walking out. And my security guard is like, yo, put a 20 in that slot machine right there. And this is like out of a movie. I said, bro, losers play fucking slots. What the fuck? I'm like, I'm not playing those slots. It's like 3 a.m.
Relax, bro. All right? I like slots, right?
I love slots now because I can afford them. And it was Wheel of Fortune.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
Paul's
bro.
favorite fucking game.
Yeah, we should.
Mine too.
Dude, that
You know
game
why?
is the best, dude.
You know why? I put a $20 bill, hit the jackpot.
How much you win?
$27,000.
That's hilarious, bro.
Bro, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I go ding, 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 ding. I said, what the fuck is this? And it says, please call attendant. And I'm standing there like waiting for an attendant. And he's like, oh, you win a state jackpot. I said, what the fuck? So my first hit, and my security guy said, I told you. I feel bad. I got to give him 50% probably.
He's probably going to hear this one. Is he still with you?
No.
They
I
fucking-
haven't actually seen him ever since. He was a good guy. Yeah,
messing his
bro.
cut, dude.
And when they went safe, all I had was that fucking jackpot money. They opened that safe, and that's all there was. They were so sad. It was insane. They're like, where's the money at?
Oh, because you cleared it out.
Yeah, I cleared that out
okay.
literally 2
Okay.
days before. And you know what's crazy? They watched me do it too. And they never stopped. I don't know, weird. It's just one weird situation. I think, you know what? If you get popped by the feds with money, you're better off literally killing somebody. You'll get less time.
Probably.
100%.
Probably.
100%.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for, especially
So
unaccounted for money, right?
Yeah.
Technically
it's-
unaccounted for money, right?
Oh, man.
Someone's going to take a little bit here. Someone's going to take a little bit
Dude,
there.
I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna post this video.
I don't know, bro. Maybe we shouldn't. Jesus Christ. We could sit here and I got stories for days, but then you guys' podcast is gonna give away literally everything I want to talk about in the documentary. And I used to hate talking about this, but like when I beat that case and the feds gave me my phone back, that when they seized it, all my electronics and shit, I went through that. I said, "Holy fuck, I had a good life." And I didn't see that phone for like 3.5 years.
No shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And when I gave it back, I was so excited for it. I'm like, man, I went through that. It was kind of depressing. But at the same time, I was like, wow, I was stupid.
I mean, listen, you went from the bottom, went to the top. You were at the top,
Back to the bottom.
back to the bottom,
And growing.
and growing. And now,
I'm climbing.
And now what are you
I'm
doing? Now,
climbing and like just slipping and climbing again like
like a cat. Like a cat, yeah.
Like a cat.
But now it seems like you're doing all right. Now it seems like things are picking
yeah,
up again.
the big turn in my life was honestly Budda.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that bastard, I love the guy like a brother, man. He helped me a lot.
Budda, if nobody knows who Budda is, a big car guy out in Poland.
Yeah.
I'd love to have him out one day if you're friends with him, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
He'll be here probably for the grand opening of the Sim Studio.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a force his ass. 'Cause, yeah. He's got court for drifting the nuke over there and got caught up. Oh, man, that was kind of funny. So, yeah.
Well, we'll bring the studio to you.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the studio with me.
That's funny, though.
Yeah,
So what? You said because of Budda.
We became friends. That was like the smartest investment I ever did in my life at the time was getting the stupid blue check on my Instagram. This is before the paid blue checks
Yeah.
came out. But I paid $30,000 for the blue check.
You paid $30,000 for the blue check?
$30,000. And nobody could do it at the time. It was like, how many times I tried? And at the time, I wasn't doing it to meet guys, obviously. I was doing it to meet girls.
He's into the titties.
And it worked. When I got the blue check, anybody you message, get your message literally right on top. It doesn't go in the request and all that shit.
Yeah.
It goes on top. That's the difference between the new blue check and the old blue check is that's the way it works still. So I had no idea who Budda was. And I was in Miami and one of my employees, he was Polish from Fort Lauderdale. And he's like, yo, there's this famous Polish. I'm like, what the fuck is this famous Polish YouTuber going to do for me? And he's like, bro, but he's got cool cars. You guys can do a collab video. And I go on his Instagram. I'm like, man, this guy's got some cool cars. All the JDNs.
Yeah.
Them cool shit.
He's
back
been
then,
around
the
for a
drift.
while
Yeah,
already.
he's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
So I messaged him. I said, yo, bro, what's up? I'm so-and-so. You want to do some videos in Miami? Pull up, And he messaged me back right away. And next thing you know, like 4 months later, he's in Chicago. He flies in and we do some videos out here. Then, and then it just went on and on and on. We ended up becoming really good friends. I've been going to Poland with them. Did some, been doing a couple other things.
Yeah, I seen his video just recently. That tank that he got flooded in the side of the street. Well, how old was that?
Bro, we bought that thing at SEMA. And this was straight from SEMA. I actually just dropped it off in Ohio to get sold and fixed because we have no use for it anymore. We were going to do some more content with it, but it's like, man, that thing's so expensive. We have $400,000 for that thing.
Damn. The last SEMA?
Yeah, this past SEMA, yeah.
My buddy, my guy that I work with, that's a friend of mine, George, he was drifting in SEMA. He was drifting the green 370.
Oh, no shit.
And the car jumped over his car.
I didn't see, bro,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, we were so focused on filming that
You
I
probably
didn't
pay
even
attention to
see the
anything else.
drift.
Yeah.
The year before, I was drifting with Von Gittin Jr. over there
Yeah.
and James Dean. So that was super cool meeting those guys. But yeah, Budda, bro, great dude, man. Really like a blessing in my life that I met this guy. I was not in the best shape of my life. And if I didn't meet him, bro, I don't know where I would be at. I definitely would be living a different life than now.
But now things
Not
turn
all
around.
him, obviously, but it started with him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Me coming back up definitely started with him, and now it's, dude. I don't even want to. I wouldn't even think twice of looking back at the weed game. One, it's nothing there left. Bunch of fucking morons. And two, there's no money in it, bro. Now if I might hear something like, man, this guy robbed that guy, this guy owes that guy, pounds for $100 in Cali, 200. But what the fuck? This is just pathetic.
It's legalized now. It's
Yeah,
legalized.
legalized,
It's- The government took over that job.
Yeah, they gotta collect their money finally. It was illegal for too long. Now it's time for them to collect.
It's everybody the tax, and get their
Yeah, so
get their share.
I have a bunch of shit still going on with obviously you've seen the sim racing, some real estate,
Yeah, that's cool.
some
Hey,
little bit
it's
of this,
super
little bit
cool.
of that. Tomorrow flying to Miami, try and make other stuff happen. It's what in life I learned, bro. Invest in friendships. Invest in friendships. That's the most important. One of my really good friends, he's the biggest car wholesaler in California. His name's Tony. You know what he said to me once? And this is like his quote. This like he says this to everybody every goddamn day. Your network is your net worth.
That's a very good phrase.
And it's true.
It is
when you
true.
actually, look at my brother.
Go ahead.
Look at my brother. Let's not. I hate talking about him. He's a piece of shit. But look at my brother, bro. Who he hangs out with? He hangs out with a bunch of lames that have nothing going on in life. Probably still trying to sell these 200-pound bags for I don't even making pennies on the dollar. He's got nothing going on. It's like. But that's because who he hangs out with. And even when I used to talk to him, like, bro, stop hanging out with these people. They're no good. They don't do shit for you. My whole goal is, when I got in the car industry, just meeting people from Akon to Pump, to a lot of actors, movie stars, superstars that I've worked with, French Montana, everybody, meeting these people. If you meet those people, they'll introduce you to other people.
Yeah.
Right.
And you do these little things, bro. I used to give away money for free. Like Pump used to get 50 G's just to come and hang out, just for shits and giggles, But he introduced me to a lot of people. And same with like doing favors for people, being kind, nice, bro. It's like I believe in karma very heavily. If you do good shit in life, good shit will come your way. That's why I don't try doing
Same
people
belief.
wrong. Unless you do me wrong, best believe I'm gonna do you wrong too. Fuck that, the legal way, Obviously now is the legal way, not the illegal way. We don't have no, GDs and shit like that run up in your house. It's
But
more
no,
like
I got this paper in front of
an
you.
officer knocking on your door. Here you go, sir. Sir, you're being served.
But you are right about that. Your network is your net worth. That's 100% true. There's, I'm not nowhere near what the size of business that you do, whatever, all the business that you do, but I do know that certain individuals that I've met.
But you
along
do good
the
in
way-
life, bro.
I mean, I can't complain, dude.
Yeah, you do great. I think you do really good.
It could be worse. 100% could be
Bro,
worse.
it could be a lot worse for
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
Look, you got a GTR sitting right here, a couple of cars right there, bro.
It's a
You
little
got a
bit of
nice
something.
house, nice property.
It's a little bit
you
of
got a
something.
family. That's all you need.
Yeah, man. And I'm not, looking to, get to the stars or whatever. If I could get there the legal way, then maybe I will. But realistically, I'm happy with what I got.
Me too,
I don't need too much more. If I get more, great. That's more opportunity. But
for sure.
at the end of the day, nah. It's
All,
all right,
you,
dude.
all you need is your health, bro, and
Yeah.
that's
You got family, you got health,
you got family, you got house, you got it all, bro.
I got a car I
It's-
want to drive. I got a car I
Yeah.
want to drive. I got a business that works. It works.
Bro, I don't even care. Like, I don't. Right now, like, we got some cars in Cali. Even when I go to our Cali house, bro, I don't even drive. I drive the Escalade. I don't even look at the other cars. I don't care for it, bro. When I had the twin turbo here, bro, I hated that car. The only car I still have some love for is a Urus. I'm gonna buy. I just literally thought about it yesterday. I'm like, man, I got no nice car. Yeah, fucking.
This guy.
I was gonna
Take
buy
me with
a
you to
damn
Cali to these
Urus.
cars that you're talking
come,
about, bro.
Come on. Come by whenever. Yeah, But it's just like, bro, it's just a car. I mean, it's great. I love cars, but it's not a necessity.
I got a buddy down in Florida who's down in Naples, customer of mine, customer / buddy, and he's like at an Aventador, right? He's like, bro, I love this car, but I fucking hate this car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? He's like, it's an awesome car if you want to take it out, go, showboat or show off a little bit, whatever. He's like, but you can't park it anywhere because people are leaning all over the damn
Especially in
thing.
Miami. Besides people leaning on it, anywhere you want to park it, it's $200.
Yeah.
Because you're driving a Lambo. It's like, dude.
He's
it's
like, I can't
ridiculous.
bring goddamn groceries in this damn thing because there's no room in this car.
Well, how many girls you want to bring in there?
I don't know. I mean,
Said groceries.
groceries. not
Groceries.
girls.
I thought he said girls. I'm like,
Groceries,
Well, God
groceries.
damn, oh, you got one passenger seat and a small trunk. How much more space can you possibly need?
So he's like, I love the car, but he's like, but I'm gonna get rid of this car. He's like, it's impractical, dude. It's impractical. It's expensive. It's worth a lot of
Yeah.
money. Sure, it went up in value.
Yeah.
A lot of those cars do go up in
A
value.
lot of them, especially now the market's so like,
There's a lot. There's
it's going up.
in my view, there's either the wealthy who have funds who can buy these cars, no problem, whatever the price is, and those who just can't afford anything close to that.
Yeah.
There's just no way. for that to
Unless
happen.
you live in Miami.
Unless it's from Miami. That's
Fake it till you make it.
there's
bro.
plenty of those people out there. We know
Oh
that.
man, bro! When in my condo in Miami, I shit you not, this 11 or 12-story parking lot had more Lambos than the goddamn Lambo dealership.
I'm sure it did.
It was insane. It's like, dude, and everybody had a car rental company, even though they owned only one car and it was not paid off, and they
Yeah.
would just rent it just to pay their note and flex for the rest of the month. It's so insane.
Yeah. Like, some
But
of those
that's
people made
another-
it. Some people made it.
Some people made it.
Some
Hey,
people made
props
it with
to
that.
them. Can't even hate on them.
Yeah,
Hustle.
100%. If you tried it and you hustled, it worked
Yep.
out. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. I think you gotta get flying, huh?
Yeah, we got a couple more minutes. You guys want?
Yeah, dude, I
by
mean,
the time
listen.
I told my girl, I'm like, as long as I go sleep by midnight, I'll be up at 5. I'll sleep on a plane 2 hours. Or like,
Don't forget you have a hour drive home.
yeah, other side of.
I used to drive out to Lake Zurich.
Oh my God, it's even past me. I go a lifetime over
yeah,
there.
Yeah. I used to have to drive out there every day because I had a store over there.
How miserable. Oh my God.
That one wasn't even the worst one. The worst one was McHenry
Oh, even further.
because you can't get
Jesus.
there via highway.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
you have to
gotta
go to the
take,
end of
like,
355, get off on Lake Cook, and then take that
Rand
all
Road,
the
I
way
think there's
around.
or Northwest Highway.
Yeah,
You
all the
gotta
way
take
all the way around. It was,
So what's the plans for the future? What do you got, man? You got anything interesting going on? Obviously,
bro,
the sim racing
I
thing.
told you I have that Ride America that I'm working on, and that's gonna be pretty cool. Bringing people from Poland and showing them like a really good time in the United States. I'll show you the video maybe later. I'll send it to you. Just gotta be the voiceover's gotta be done. That's my main thing, and there's a couple little things I'd rather not discuss, but and all legit, but the less
Why?
people know, the
Yeah,
better.
exactly.
Sometimes, what
100%.
the fuck, until it's done, I don't want to say nothing.
I'll show this one. after
Marcel, we didn't even do our subscribe button,
We'll
dude.
do it at the
Yeah,
end.
where's
Marcel-
you gotta
slacking, bro.
Listen, bro, you went right into your story. What was I supposed to do?
the poor guy
this
didn't
guy
have
was
time
like,
to pull it up.
This guy's just like, hey guys, you want to see how I crashed the plane?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But first, we'll give Sim Racing the April Fool's shout out. You let us try them out. It's fun.
awesome.
It's fun. It's fun as hell.
sucks you in.
Hard as
Yeah,
hell.
you guys gotta come for the leagues. That's where the real fun's
Well,
at.
I'm
When
telling you,
you're actually
I
racing.
worked 10 minutes away. I was like, this is dangerously close.
I
So
think
here's
you-
the goal for sim racing Naperville, and then and tell me if I'm wrong. The ultimate goal is to do giveaways there. My first giveaway I want to try is giving away a simulator. So the concept of that will be a 45-day campaign, right?
Yeah.
And we pick a track. Why are you laughing?
I'm just watching the video.
Expectations versus reality. Yeah,
That was,
Everything's
hey, that was
so
me
easy.
Right, that was me right there.
No, well, no, you did worse than that. You went straight into the fucking wall. A fifth gear, dude. It was worse. So it'd be a 45-day campaign where we assign a specific track with a specific car, a specific parameters,
Okay.
so you cannot practice at home.
Okay.
Okay. So if let's just say I charge $35 an hour, right? So you pay $35 an hour. You have 1 hour, that whole hour
To run that car.
run that car on that track and put down your absolute best time. And you don't have to do it only once. You could come back every day and pay me that $35 an hour. I'll be gladly accepting that. But you have the more you drive, the more you practice you get, the better time you're gonna do.
100%.
Right.
It's not a giveaway based off your luck. It's a giveaway based off your skill.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
a
more
good- that's
money
a good
you
way to play
spend
it.
there, it's a good concept because the more money you spend there, the more money I make, and you have better odds of winning that prize.
Yeah.
So after the campaign is over, let's just say 45 days, the top 16 drivers, even if there's 1,000 people, and when you're racing, let's say Road America and a GT3, and the average time is 2:10, let's just say, you're off by milliseconds from other drivers.
Yeah.
If you got 1,000 drivers all coming close to that 2:10, let's just say 2:08 to 2:12, bro, those are milliseconds.
Yeah.
So that board will fluctuate nonstop. So I'll give you an example. Imagine you guys do that giveaway. You enter that giveaway and you do it, let's just say a really good time, and you're number 3, right? Then your brother comes and does a really good time.
And he's number 10.
And he's number 10, right?
Yeah.
But not a lot of people went. You guys might have maybe you guys came in the beginning of the campaign or whatever the case is, right? You look at the leaderboard 10 days later,
Oh, yeah.
and Paul is 25th,
And you're
and Martin is
450th.
450th, right? Guess what? But you guys look at that leaderboard and you're like, holy shit, but that's only like quarter of a second, something off. I could beat that time. What the fuck? I'm going to jump back in the top 16. So you guys come back and jump back in the top 16. But this keeps going. So that board will fluctuate nonstop. So the closer
That's a
you
good
get
concept.
the closer you get to the end of the campaign, the more you're going to want to come back and stay on the top 16, because at the end of the campaign, the top 16 drivers will do a race on a Sunday with professional announcers. We'll throw a big party and shit like that. And the winner gets the prize.
Tipsy
And,
trailer will be there bartending.
Yep. And whether it's a simulator, the ultimate goal is to put a GTR out there, put a G80 M3, which will be probably the first car I want to give away, is a G80 M3. I thought about my E46 drift car, but then again, it's like, dude, not everybody wants a drift car or a race car.
Yeah.
But guess what? A G80 M3 is all of the above. Drift car, race car, road car, day-to-day car, commute car, whatever.
M3 Beamer.
Yeah, G80 M3.
Yeah,
or a M2 or a whatever.
Yeah, whatever
Or
Beamer.
M4, whichever one, But one of those for sure. So the ultimate goal would be do a 60-day campaign, and the winner wins that car.
Yeah.
Bro,
Great idea.
The only restriction is that you cannot have a pro license on iRacing. We have to run your name through iRacing, make sure you have a pro license before you compete.
Oh, so you're gonna make it so you can't have one.
Cannot,
Yeah, you
because
cannot.
that would be.
I understood it oppositely when you were telling me earlier that you have to have a pro license.
No, you cannot. If you do
All
have
right,
a
so I'm
pro
still in.
license, yeah, you're still in.
Not in the fucking wall or not.
Hopefully, you'll be a first driver, so you stay on top for quite a little
Hey,
bit.
listen. There's whenever you started, I'll start with fucking a month before, once a week at least.
I think it's a great concept, and it's something
It's an
that
awesome
nobody
concept.
has done before, and
You
I
gotta get
really
done
hope
quick
it
before
works.
somebody hears it out. And
No, I've said this to a few people now, and I mean, dude, it's a risk.
100%.
What if people are gonna be like, well, I don't give a fuck.
exactly.
I don't have no chance. I'm not gonna do this.
But also,
100%.
also other people might not be able to afford that kind of prize right off the bat, right? Not that it would be right off the bat, right? But like, what would your like if you're not giving a car away? What would you probably like do?
Well, the first one, I want to test that concept with a simulator.
Okay,
Which one? Which one is the
Like the
4,
one you
5,
guys
or
were
6?
driving, the 4.
that's still worth it.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, those are $20,000 simulators, retail.
I mean, I thought you were gonna start with like
I thought about
first one's $500 or something.
no, that you can't even buy a goddamn steering wheel for $500. Maybe the
about? It's $200
Thrustmaster.
right there, dude.
The Thrustmaster you can. But if you like sim racing, a simulator is a good start.
Oh, yeah. Agreed.
And
It's
to be
fun.
honest, that's another way of getting kids, teenagers, and shit like that away from bad shit
Yeah.
and potentially helping them
Possibly.
build a career out
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. It's very
Bro,
possible.
Matt is top 40 in the country on
Your son?
iRacing. No, Matt,
The guy that was at the
Oh.
shop.
my partner slash manager. Yeah. He's top 40 in NASCAR. Believe it or not, he actually signed a contract with the NASCAR team from sim racing into real NASCARs.
I mean, well, who did that first?
His first race in a real NASCAR, never driven a goddamn car before, he came 4th.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he signed a contract with some big NASCAR team. So I don't know if he still races or not. I know he still races on iRacing. He races every Tuesday. But there's prizes on iRacing, bro, up to $500,000.
That's crazy.
It's
I mean,
insane.
that's
It's a
how-
crazy sport.
That's what Nissan did with their
Yeah,
with
Gran
their
Turismo.
motorsport.
Yeah, Gran
That's-
Turismo was like the
great
perfect
movie.
example.
Great
Yeah, I
movie,
love
yeah.
that movie, dude. I watched it probably like 30, 40 times. Same with F1.
F1's
Oh.
such
F1
a
was
good
a
movie.
good. They kind of made a little bullshit.
Yeah, a little bit.
but it was still a good
Yeah,
movie.
bullshit
I
with
love
Brad
it.
Pitt a little bit, you know, but
Yeah,
good movie.
Well,
I like
that
it.
old
I'm-
bastard.
I'm glad that Hamilton helped produce it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
probably-
definitely probably made that movie pop for sure.
That was a great
without-
movie, 100%. I
Same
very
thing.
much admire that movie.
Watched it like 30 times.
But you're right. That is a way to get kids involved. Maybe something different, something that you didn't ever had. We never had that chance before.
Hell no!
Yeah.
What go kart? What sim?
Yeah.
Our parents
what?
were working all the time, going to work just so we could survive.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, now we can.
Our kids are so spoiled. God damn it, bro. My son, I told him, I'm gonna send you to Africa, and you're gonna live with kids that don't even have shoes. You're gonna
Yeah,
walk
dude.
your happy ass barefoot.
So that's why some people don't understand
Yeah,
what how hard it can be. Like
Yeah.
you could have been born in a completely different part of the world, in the freaking jungle somewhere,
We had the
Mad,
exact same
bro.
conversation with Tom.
and you would never see the light of something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having your own house.
The
and
fact that
having
we were
even-
able to do this is
just-
already a
just
blessing,
having
you know?
food on a
Yeah,
table
people
every
can't
day.
afford a mic like this.
Yeah.
I don't think I can. Yeah, this is
It's
nice
not
mic.
that pricey. It's not that
It's a
pricey.
nice mic. I like that. I like that one.
What?
That probably took a minute to build.
Nah,
There's
it took me one day.
There's another one there to build
Yeah,
if you want.
the one-
No, I have plenty at home. My son just wants Lego, and I'm like, who the hell is gonna build it?
Yeah. This one
Yeah,
took,
you dad? I said, absolutely not.
yeah, this one,
I've built
this-
enough.
This one took me a day when I was sick. I think I had COVID or something, and or something similar.
Bro, I'm gonna send you a few of mine. I swear.
I built this in like a day, and then I bought that one because I had a bunch of gift cards, and so I bought that one. I only ended up paying like $15 for it,
Wow.
and then Paul's like, "Well, that'd be a great gift to give to your goddaughter," you know. I'm like, "All right, so here, build it." It's-
Goddaughter, which was racing today.
yeah,
at the
yeah.
sim.
Yeah, you guys gotta. If she likes cars, you definitely
Dude.
gotta sign her up.
A
and
year-
throw in go karts,
Yeah.
bro. My
Bro.
oh man, go
I already
karts
told
are
her today
so
when I
much
was
fun.
driving home. I was like, "Listen, Nelenko, all right, you gotta do good in school. You gotta listen at home. We'll go to the sim more often. And if you're good at it, I'll get you a go kart." She's like, "A what?" I said, "Go kart." She's like,
So
"One with the
many
4
girls
wheels." I was
sim-
like, "Oh hell yeah!"
I love when girls go karting,
Dude.
like, and they drive against my son.
Hey.
They shit on them. It's
Almost
That humbles his ass for sure.
yeah. He's
For
like,
sure.
Well, hold on, but Paul's only doing this so he can go to the sim racing.
he just wants to be the dad, you know. That's,
I want to be on a stand and be like, "You suck, you suck." She's really
Yeah.
good. But we'll see how that plays out in the future. She
she's got to grow a tiny little bit. She's still got to grow. 'Cause,
Yeah.
she's getting there.
I think
She's four.
5 is like the perfect
I
age.
should bring my godson. He
probably
lo-
like it.
he loves using mine, and mine's garbage compared to those, right? Obviously, I got mine for free because somebody was like didn't want it anymore, and so I have like Car X Street or something,
Right.
and he just hops in a Lambo and just starts driving. He's gotten really good actually. So
Good
I was
shit.
like, I'm gonna turn
Yeah,
on
100%,
on the paddle shifters for you soon.
Yeah.
You just gotta ease them into
Yeah,
it. You know,
yeah.
if a kid that age comes into a simulator and the first thing they do is crash,
Yeah,
gonna get
they're not going to enjoy
discouraged.
it. Yeah, they're going to.
That's why I showed you like all those
Yeah.
driving aids and everything. It's so like oh my, even my son's like, oh my god, I'm doing so good. I say, yeah, let me turn that driving aid off.
That's like,
But I don't do it, you know, because I'll discourage him. He's gonna be
Yeah,
like, I
100%.
suck. I don't want to come back. And
Mars-
kids these days are sensitive.
Marcia's like, she wasn't really driving. I'm like, I know she wasn't really
I'm-
driving,
yeah.
but she's turning the steering
But she
wheel.
thought she was.
Yeah.
And she
And
was,
that's what gave her that
and
confidence
she learned
boost.
the pedals, which was the crazy part.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the gas pedal, this is the brake, and she was driving and she was braking and gas, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, that's already
And then-
a success
It's
to me.
it's step one.
And then
you
I-
gotta start somewhere. You gotta learn
You
somewhere.
gotta put her hands on the steering wheel and say, don't take them off.
Yeah, she was holding it from the bottom, and I fixed it to like the top, and then you could tell because she was starting to pull one way or another.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she kept like bumping in the walls, but she started to fix it. I'm like, follow the line, and then she eventually started.
Yeah.
And without
yeah.
like
For the half hour that she drove on that simulator, dude, she
yeah.
Now imagine a
Loved it.
10-week program that you actually have a professional coach. Matt will be the coach, or his coach that used to coach him for 15 years. He wants to do it too. That's the owner of
Can I sign up for
that
that?
raceway for the go-karts. Great guy. imagine 10 weeks of a kid learning that, staying away, and hopefully it becomes a hobby, a
Or
passion.
something they start
and
liking. And if
instead
they start
of
liking it,
sitting at home, iPad, Roblox, bro. I see Roblox. Oh my god, I start turning over.
Oh man,
I
the
fucking hate that.
we had a whole conversation about.
Roblox.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, whoever came up with that.
Well, I'm talking about the
the bad part about
the
it.
bad part about it, yeah.
allegations. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't say the word, so don't say the
Yeah,
word.
yeah,
but-
no, I know. Yeah, the Roblox.
You said like 17 other bad things, probably, but
Yeah.
Matt was,
We didn't say nothing bad on here, okay? I know what you're talking about.
yeah, that's
Don't be
gonna-
a fool. Stay in school.
Dare. Remember Dare?
Wait. Was it what does DARE stand for now?
Drug and alcohol.
No. You know Cowboy, right?
Cowboy who?
A black guy that has that. He's got the twin turbo Lambo, and he's got the I think BRZ drift car, and the drift car has the DARE stickers and the little tiger. You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
It says,
yeah.
I dare you. No, hold on. I gotta pull it up. Because it's hilarious. I seen it, and I thought it was actual like dare stickers not to do drugs, but it's actually the opposite.
Well,
It's like I
don't
dare you to do drugs with me, something like that.
Well, don't you know that Dare got sued back in the day?
Did
That's
it?
why it's not
They
allowed?
they got sued because you don't remember? They were like, well, you guys shouldn't do this, but this is how you smoke a cigarette. And they were like, you don't like they would tell you
yeah.
how to do it.
Yeah.
So they were
I
like,
guess that makes sense.
they were
Bro,
like,
nowadays everybody's so fucking sensitive.
yeah. Well, no, but
that's
this was when I was still back in
yeah,
school.
but no,
so-
today he's 100%. Dude, people are so sensitive.
They are
Dude,
sensitive,
so-
yeah,
to the
100%.
stupidest shit too. At that, you know, words are just words most of the time. Don't even worry
Some-
about words.
some-
you
somebody
know.
else-
My favorite is the fucking transvestites, dude, and these identifiers of a cat or God knows
Or
what.
UFOs or whatever the hell they are, dude.
Nobody knows.
Did you used to watch Charlie Kirk?
I did watch
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk before.
I actually got to talk to him
Oh, yeah?
when he first started coming up. I
Really?
became, I wouldn't say good friends with him, but we used to talk a little bit. I still have messages with him. It's kind
Yeah.
of creepy. I still have messages on Instagram with him. But I used to love watching his shit, bro. He used to treat those idiots so bad.
with like respect, but like
Yeah, with
just-
respect,
but absolutely
but-
shit on him.
Yeah, oh my God, I used to love that.
But those people are
Great guy.
People are just sick.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
people
but,
are just sick.
But that's why, I don't know. You watch the conspiracy theories on the whole Charlie Kirk stuff. I'd be watching that shit every day. And it's kind of makes sense. It's like,
There's a lot.
there's a lot, yeah.
There's
there's a lot of things
Just like
like
there is a lot on 9/11.
yeah, but there's a lot of things that like, when you watch, you're like, that makes sense.
Dude, did you see the Jeffrey Epstein driving in Miami top down? Oh my God, my
That was just
favorite.
recent- that was like last
And
week.
He goes,
Dude, bro.
if I look like Jeffrey Epstein, I'll do the same shit. I'm gonna go get a goddamn haircut first. At least a haircut, like, bro.
Dude. I love conspiracy theories, right?
Me too.
I love
that's
reading
a
about
subject
them.
we could do a whole
100%.
podcast on.
We're gonna put tin hats on, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a tinfoil like they do on Joe Rogan sometimes. They do a tinfoil hat and they sit there and they talk about all this crazy shit that happens and
Man,
what's possible,
bro.
what's not. I like reading into it because I picked. It's like I don't believe
Yeah, but you're smart enough
90% of this stuff, but some of the stuff, man, sometimes makes you
to.
question
It makes
shit.
it makes too much sense.
Yeah, sometimes
right.
some
Yeah.
things make too much sense where you really start questioning it, but at the same time, a lot of this crap is just BS. But it
Yeah.
opens your mind to a lot of shit.
yeah.
It does, for
Right?
sure.
Like you can look at different perspectives and be like,
Unless you're, what do you call those, liberals?
this is the part of the podcast we reached, huh? 100%.
We might as well
we're
go
here.
political. And here we are.
And
It
here we
just
are.
like creeps up on you. But no,
Literally.
Charlie Kirk was the best, man. That guy was yeah,
I
He was
like
a good
it.
role model for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
for sure.
Sure,
sure.
people shit on him for being because he was direct and he was stern, and some people didn't like his wording, but that's because people are soft.
But he was also respectful for a lot. Of
Yeah,
things.
for a lot of the shit he said it very respectfully.
especially when the people were coming from being super disrespectful.
Exactly.
extremely
He still was
disrespectful.
respectful enough
Yeah.
to say it in a nice way.
Yeah,
It's
agreed.
like,
But I mean, now he's gone. I mean, hopefully there's a replacement for him down the road somewhere. But
yeah.
I think
You gotta have some balls to replace that guy.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's
That guy had balls.
He did.
Nah,
He did.
He definitely
And-
did. Yeah.
But I think he also knew what that could hold for his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew more, and I said probably more than he should have.
Well, that and it just he just drove those weak people to really hate on him and
Yeah.
and cause harm
I
to
think,
him.
in my opinion, bro, in probably 8 years or so, in two more terms, he would have been president.
I would be on the same
Yeah.
Yeah.
thinking actually.
Trump and I think the next president, and I don't know who you guys think. I mean,
JD
after
Vance.
JD Vance, I think after Vance, it's gonna go
It's
back
gonna
to the
be-
Trumps.
It's gonna be the Cuban, Marco
Nah.
Rubio.
I don't know. I like JD Vance. Though.
I like
Yeah,
JD
JD
Vance.
Vance
he's,
cool.
he's very well put together.
Yeah, he's
But then
cool.
if you start looking down the
Sure.
Listen, everybody
yeah,
got
yeah.
a dark side.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a dark side.
Listen,
to
if
him.
Donald Trump can do it, anybody can do it.
Oh, man, dude, I love Donald Trump. That guy's such a G.
Guy's gonna. I can't wait. Yeah, I met him before.
No. You know what? Budda, when we were doing a video, my attorney, his partner represents, his firm represents Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
And they actually had a meeting in Mar-a-Lago over there. And me and Budda were like, bro, we gotta go there. And I was messaging the attorney. She's really nice, super nice woman. And I'm like, how much of a donation do we gotta make
Yeah.
to go and take a picture of Donald Trump?
And
You know,
what was the answer?
It didn't work
Very,
out.
very large.
No, I don't think it would have been that. I think $100,000 would do it. And Buddha's like, hell yeah, I'll pay $100,000 to sit down. And this is right when he was released from jail. Like, first time back in the U.S. Imagine that bastard with Donald Trump. Make Poland great again.
That's hilarious,
Bro, this was such a goal. I mean, we'll get it done one day, I'm sure. I mean, it's Donald Trump, bro.
Dude, the G. He's a G for sure.
He's the G. You got the ducky Donald Trump right there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh
And
man.
Look at my shoes.
Oh
right there,
my! Oh, you got. I had the Trump shoes too. Make America great again.
Yeah?
The
The red and white, the red and white American flag ones.
They're like the easy looking
Yeah,
ones.
yeah. Those are actually sick.
I,
They're
I love
quick.
Kanye West too. He's such a G. Shout out to Kanye West.
Wait, what's your favorite song?
I don't even
It's not the one he says Hail Hitler in it.
Oh man! So his Kanye's founder and manager John Monopoly is a really close friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
A really close friend of mine. Man, but the shit that the guy would tell me sometimes.
Yeah.
Kanye is just another level, bro. His mix masters are also a good friend of mine. Dude, these guys, the stories they tell me about Kanye, like when they went like overseas and shit like that, recording or doing something, bro, that guy's a movie. We were actually, me and Budda were thinking about bringing him and doing a 2-day show in Poland. You know what he told me? The price changes every time. It's like he forgets what he said.
Yeah.
Well, John Monopoly's the manager. He's the one
Putting it together.
putting it together. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, Kanye wants $7 million for the performance, right? He wants $500K travel fee. That's without the jet. Just the travel fee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And another $2.5 million production. I said, what the fuck are you gonna produce for $2.5 million? You're gonna have the goddamn UFO land on the national stadium in Poland and hover over for 30 minutes at least. At least you better get the fucking Tesla space station over there. You know, landing. You fucking Elon Musk better be fucking with you on that shit. Hovering.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
what are you gonna produce for $2.5 million, bro? What the fuck is going on here?
Bro,
So,
that's
man,
hilarious.
I mean, it'd still be worth it when you do the math.
Probably.
Well,
Because-
not only that, but then you can make a whole thing out of it, and you can have so many other people show up.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that in Poland. Maybe at some point, rent out the stadium.
That's funny. You shit's not falling in the beginning, but then at the end, he's like, maybe I'll do
I
some.
mean, you can make money there.
100%.
Believe it or not. It's
100%.
like-
You can. Of course you can. You can make money anywhere.
Hey, ask
Not
it-
trying to
hey,
talk shit, but Polish people are so naive.
Hey,
They love free shit, but at the same time, they'll pay for it.
tell the manager you'll pay him in zloty. That amount.
Yeah,
is,
will you take? I'll give you 10 million.
Is zloty.
Yeah, zloty.
It's a quarter. It's just $2.5 million, so that's more than enough.
But Poland, dude, props to Poland because they've been coming up. Like,
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
now, dude, there's so many Lambos, Ferraris out there driving around and shit, including me, one of them. I'm like, but dude, I feel like a superstar out there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming there. It's growing quickly, and that's awesome that it is actually going back. If you think about it, where are you from Poland? Which area? You're from
Lublin.
Warszawa, I think, or Lublin.
No, Lublin, yeah,
Lublin.
like 50 kilometers from Warsaw.
Yeah, which is close. We're from the mountains.
West,
Yeah,
west.
we
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
out.
We're a little south.
I've been to the closest to mountain so far. I've been is Nowy Sącz.
That's
Almost
far.
there.
That's still a little bit
That's still
ways to
far.
go.
Dude, one thing I do give props to Poland for is the fucking food. God damn.
Their food's on
Well,
another
you could
level.
eat all you could, like literally eat all day long and not get fat.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then you
100%.
come
You
back
could-
to the US and it's like, man, bro, you eat something and you feel bloated and you gain 6 pounds out of a,
Get
out of a
get out of the
Out of a
airplane.
2-pound burger.
Get,
out of a
get,
2-pound burger, you gain 6. It's like, what's going on here?
get off the airplane. You gain 10 pounds. You know.
Yeah. The second you breathe the American air, you gain fucking weight.
The air is different.
Yeah, definitely. But the food out there is just ridiculous, dude. The one thing I miss
A good
about the
kebab
place.
over there. Oof.
We used to go to in Krakow. They got that like little their little Times Square.
Yeah.
It's all the zapiekanki.
You're talking about the rynek, dude. The rynek.
Yeah,
It's not
redneck.
that little.
Yeah. That little, I call it a little Times Square.
But you know
Old
what?
Times Square.
But you know, a lot of the Polish cities that are out there, a lot of cities actually out there, they don't have to be that big. All have a square.
Yeah.
They all have like a center
Yeah,
square.
they're like
Because
where
that's
you
where
have
the
like-
market used to be.
Yeah, the markets
right?
used to be there. A lot of the stuff that you buy there, food and stuff like that. I know if you sit on the benches for a long time, your butt starts
Dude,
to-
can we get some nice fucking chairs? I'm gonna bring one with me.
Guy's gonna be sitting over here.
You know, I gotta sit economy tomorrow for 3 hours almost.
Well, then you'll be comfortable tomorrow after this.
I hope they upgrade me, but United's been such Jews, dude. They downgrade me a gold from Premier Platinum.
That's funny.
It's horrible.
Well,
To
I'm
get
sure,
free first class.
I'm sure you'll be back out on this bench eventually down the road for sure.
Yeah,
we got a lot
dude,
to talk
this-
about.
this-
he's gonna be
fun,
driving
yeah.
by the areas, but hey, you guys free?
We gotta do a Polish
I
podcast,
pull
dude. We
up
gotta get
at
it.
exit 1. It's gotta drive the
This
whole
is exit
fucking
1.
This is
town.
exit 1 exactly, dude.
I know. I'm not. How can you forget exit 1?
Listen,
That's, you
man,
know, yeah.
this was fun, dude. We're gonna have
Oh,
to do
this
this
was a
again.
blast,
This was
for
fun as
sure.
hell.
I gotta
We
figure out how to
appreciate you
post
coming
this,
on,
but-
Marcel. You gotta hit the buttons, bro. Like, subscribe, comment, bro,
Yeah,
on our
there you
Facebook,
go.
on our Instagram.
Yeah, like, subscribe, comment. I haven't
Are you-
said that in a while. It's a
YouTube.
tongue twister. Like, subscribe, and comment.
like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe.
yeah,
Yeah, that's actually easier. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah.
We gotta grow our YouTube base, so we're working on it. So maybe Kamil over here will send some of his followers this way,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, you don't want the Polish followers. They're a bunch of haters.
That's okay. Who gives a crap?
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's a hater
At
out
first-
there.
Oh, you should see- hey, you should see
before we close up, like no bullshit. When I started like popping off on this Polish social media and YouTube, dude, I used to take it so personal when somebody wrote something bad.
Oh, really?
I used to be, I used to talk shit, like talk shit back. I'm like, fuck you and chuju, you know, spierdalaj, you know. And now it's like, dude, I don't even pay attention.
Well,
It's like,
it's funny because our Polish episodes, it's the ones that get the most comments and
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah, because people get so like into
Yeah.
it, you know.
But it's funny
oh,
because
if we
one-
do we gotta do a Polish.
Yeah,
100%.
The person,
None of us speak fucking Polish well, so it's gonna be funny. I don't know what your Polish is like.
no, that's not that good.
You're gonna speak the Highlander. I'm gonna speak broken Polish
and I'm
with
gonna
half
speak
English.
something. I
Marcus
don't
gonna be
And you're
mute.
just gonna speak gibberish. Like, nie mówię po polsku.
know. No, I do po góralsku too. Like
Yeah, but I do po góralsku.
I speak po góralsku, you know. I do dance po
I
góralsku.
work po
too, you
góralsku,
know?
bro. I dance po góralsku, I do everything po góralsku.
I live po góralsku.
I live po góralsku. Yeah, dude, I live po góralsku, 100%. Dude. I got a sheepdog outside, dude.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
You
He
really
was
got
watching you. You were watching you when you were walking in, dude.
Really?
He wanted to lick you. He wanted to lick you.
He's a
Oh, man.
big motherfucker. man.
Really? Like a legit sheepdog?
Yeah.
They got sheep too?
Yeah,
For real?
yeah. I got two
This
sheep.
is a motherfucking boonies on me. God damn, I'm out of here. Back to the city we go.
Hey, that's the difference between somebody. That's the
Exit
difference.
one.
That's the difference between somebody from Naguda and somebody
Hey.
from Lublin.
If this wasn't YouTube, dude, you smoke a joint and really have fun. Oh my God. This would be a movie.
Side by side, flipped.
movie.
One day in the future, don't worry, we got plenty of time.
YouTube is getting sensitive too nowadays.
I know it is. That's the
It's been
problem with
getting
him.
sensitive,
Yeah,
right? I don't
some
know.
of our stuff that we post sometimes, some of our short videos or whatever,
Blocked.
They get flagged. Yeah,
flag,
flagged.
blocked, demonetized. They get, but, I mean, that's not like we're gonna make
We
money
have, to,
anyway.
we have to get monetized to get demonetized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much views. I remember even if I had 100,000 views on YouTube, bro, I shouldn't pay nothing anyway.
Really?
We even pay your gas money. Definitely not from my house to your house. I'm definitely you won't make
Not
gas
in the thing
money.
you're driving here.
Especially in a diesel for sure.
Love our diesels though.
Yeah, I love the diesel.
Really? You didn't get paid out that much?
No, bro, that shit was garbage.
Well, Paul, there
TikTok's
goes
worse.
there
and
goes our hopes and dreams.
Instagram doesn't pay.
Well,
and-
I heard that long form videos pay a lot
yeah,
more.
long form videos pay more, but still, my videos are like 30 minutes plus and still pay garbage.
Interesting.
This is where you have to get sponsors.
Yeah, sponsors.
Yeah,
way to
yeah.
go,
That's the
yeah.
way to go. Advertising, stuff like
Sim
that.
racing
Or we
Naperville,
just
you want a
get
sponsor?
or we just get a bunch of Polacks to do a giveaway on this GTR right quick.
Yeah.
Like,
That'll
quiet
bring
bit
our
of
numbers.
we should've told-
change.
We should have told Eric to do his off-roading a smart car.
Oh,
the giveaway
yeah.
on here.
Maybe we still will. Maybe he's still going to hold on to it.
1,500 horsepower GTR in Poland, dude. It's making noise. Let me tell you.
Listen, man, appreciate you coming. It was a
Of
great
course,
time.
bro.
All right, dude. We're going to
Good
do this
seeing
again
you
for
guys.
sure.
It was fun for sure.
Like I said, we'll be talking in the future till
Yeah.
the next episode, dude.
Yeah, till the
Till
next.
next
I think
episode.
boom.
Peace out. Good night.
Peace out.